Let me just do a quick top up and then we'll get this party started. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Onika. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Today we're talking about Oner Active's lifting team capsule. In this capsule, we have the highly anticipated return of the SoftMotion collection, as well as some varsity style lounge pieces and tees, as well as some Mellow Soft. So let's just jump right in. So here we have the scoop back bralette. Very, very simple bra. Very low cut in the front, but also scoops in the back, hence the name. It does have removable cup pads. They're the same cup pads that you see in all the timeless bras, that slightly thicker, more plush cup pad. Same color as the bra, pretty standard. You have the Oner logo sewed in. This bra in particular, I kind of knew it wasn't going to work because it's cut so low in the front and I need that extra coverage. I thought maybe taking the cup pads would help a little bit, which it did to an extent, but then I feel like I'm losing shape with the bra and I'm still kind of coming out in the sides a tiny bit. Then there's no support at all without the cup pads. So personally for me, it's not my favorite, but I'm glad I got to try it out. There's another bra in SoftMotion that I'm going to talk about a little bit later that I do prefer as far as coverage and support. And the design's pretty nice too. I did watch a couple reviews before purchasing, and a lot of the advice that people were giving for this specific bra was to size up one. So, for example, I'm a medium, so I should have gotten a large. But for me, I was a little bit worried about that because my underbust is quite narrow. I'm a 30-inch underbust, and going up to a large, I feel like I was going to get a lot of gaping. I do get a little bit of gaping with the size medium, but not too much. I don't think I'm gonna like spill out of the bottom or anything, so I'm spilling out of the top instead. Yeah, I just know a large wouldn't work for me personally. I think this design specifically just doesn't really work for my body type, and that's fine. It's whatever. Yes, in a size medium, I feel a little bit restricted in my lats and in my back, and I also feel like it's kind of giving me a backache as well. Like it's just a little bit too tight for me personally. And yeah, I think my back is just really sensitive to like things being a little bit more snug and I tend to like get a backache. Um, so sizing up would have definitely helped with that. But again, it wouldn't have worked for my underbust, so I didn't even bother doing that. Now these soft motion 6-inch shorts. We have that deep V cut on the back. We don't have a scrunch here, but we do have a very flattering glute seam that does give you that glute lift that you're looking for. So I've heard a lot about soft motion not having any compression really, and people have been sizing down. I got a size small in these shorts, which is my normal size in Oner shorts. And it fits fine. Like I didn't feel like I needed to size down at all. And I specifically didn't want to size down with this color because it's yellow, pastel yellow at that. I knew it was going to be sheer. So I was just like, let me just stick to my normal size and see how it goes. Um, I am wearing black underwear here, and in certain angles, certain lighting, you can definitely see that. Not a ton of compression like people mentioned, but not so much where I felt like I needed to size down. Due to the nature of the fabric, I do feel like it clings to your body really well. I didn't experience any rolling from like squatting down or doing any sort of leg movement, which is great. It is 6 inches, so I feel like that does lend itself better to not rolling too much. Just like all of soft motion, the material is very brushed. It's very thin, very stretchy. Because it's very brushed and thin, be mindful of what you do in them. Like you don't want to be rolling on turf or anything like that with these. They're gonna snag. They're gonna snag. They're probably gonna pill. So just be very, very careful, especially when you're washing it. Definitely wash it inside out and on delicate cycle with cold water just to maintain the integrity of the fabric for a little bit longer. Ooh, now we have the pastel yellow soft motion short sleeve crop. I was super, super intrigued by this. Now, this is not their first time doing the short sleeve crop tops in a soft motion. I think when soft motion launched back in October, don't quote me on that, I'll put it on the screen when it launched. They did launch the soft motion crop tops in the short sleeve version. I'm not sure if they've made any changes to it. However, upon trying it on, again, the fabric is quite forgiving. It is stretchy. However, I don't know what it is about Oner and capped sleeves. I can't do it. Like, I know my shoulders aren't massive, and I know that, they're kind of broad and my back is a little bit wider, but like these cap sleeves are ridiculous. I feel like they just cut into my arms in the most awkward and uncomfortable way. Like, literally, like right here, it's like cutting in. And I just hate that. I had the same issue with the unified twist front tops, and I couldn't do it. Granted, this top didn't fit like that one. Like, soft motion is way more forgiving. It wasn't like unified where I felt like I was in a straight jacket. Like, it was just horrible. But this one was a little bit better. Has a cutout on the back with a little strap there at the bottom. Super, super stretchy. Again, with the sewn in Oner logo. One thing to note about these tops is there is no built-in anything. It is literally just double lined. There's not even a spot for you to put in cup pads. There's no slit or anything. There's nothing. So just keep that in mind. Because it is double lined though, I didn't have an issue with sheerness, but because it doesn't come with cup pads and there's no place for you to insert cup pads, you might show a little bit of nip. If you are worried about that showing, putting a sports bra underneath it does help a lot. However, like I said, the top does feel a little bit snug in certain areas, specifically around the arm, a little bit around my lats. So putting a bra underneath it kind of just like makes that even more apparent, because then you have the compression of the bra and the compression of the shirt basically on top of each other, and it just feels a little bit snug. So if you're planning on getting this top to put a bra underneath it, maybe size up one just so it's a more comfortable fit. As we were just chatting about it, here's the Granite Blue Soft Motion long sleeve crop top. Now this I do believe is new to Soft Motion. I don't think they've done long sleeve crop tops in this collection before. Same comments as the pastel yellow short sleeve version as far as the features. However, I do feel like this style is more forgiving. I was definitely less restricted in this specific style. And I don't think it has anything to do with the color, because you would think a lighter color would be stretchier than a darker color. But I think it's just specifically that these are long sleeves and there's just more fabric to work with. I did wear this top in the gym and it was amazing. I didn't wear a bra underneath and I wasn't worried about slipping off the bottom at all. The bottom of these tops has like an elastic band. If I fold it, maybe you can see it's like right there. And then it's sewn here. Because of that like reinforced stitch and the elastic band, I didn't feel like I was going to spill from underneath it. As you can see, I did pull-ups, I did push presses, a lot of overhead movements just to see what would happen if I lifted up my arms. That was risking a lot because I was not in the gym by myself. So if anything happened, I don't even want to think about it. But nothing did, so we're fine. You can see that the sleeves are a little bit baggy. It's kind of like how the soft motion jacket used to be, where it was just really, really baggy in the arms. But honestly, I don't mind that. I have really long arms, so if there's extra fabric in anything, I'm gonna take advantage of that. So I was totally fine with the way the arms look. But if you're worried about the arms being like super baggy or like wrinkly, just know it's going to be like that for this top. I do think it's true to size. I went with my normal size medium. I had no issues. Yeah, I really enjoyed this top. I enjoyed it so much that I ended up buying two more in the yellow and the black, and they're on the way. So very excited about that. Moving on to the soft motion strappy vest. I don't know what they're called. I'll put it on the screen. But here we are. It's a very basic sort of tank. I've seen these on Amazon for the past like 2 years, and now Oner has their version of them. It does have a built-in shelf bra as well as removable cup pads. There's the shelf, pretty standard. I feel like this ring light is washing out the color. I'll put like some flat lay pictures, insert it somewhere here so you can see. Yeah, the shelf goes all the way around. It's not like the unified crossback vest where it's just the front. I think because this isn't cut too low in the back, they were able to do a full shelf, which I love. So people were super excited about these tanks. I think because Oner didn't have anything like it before, where, it's a lifestyle piece, very, very simple design that you can mix and match with a lot of different things. It's very new for the brand, but it definitely isn't new on the market. The straps are not adjustable at all, but they are stretchy and they are kind of plush. So I don't think it'll be like scratchy or anything that on your shoulders. Now, putting these on, they fit exactly the way I expected. I got a size medium in the yellow and granite blue. I figured because it was a mid sort of length that I can just go with my normal size in tops, which is a medium. Later on, you'll see I got a different size in the full length version, but these fit exactly how I expected them to. They're very stretchy. The fabric is very forgiving. Honestly, I don't really have a ton to say about these tops. They're super, super basic. The level of support is probably more on the light side. I think these would be really nice for weightlifting at the gym, though. I do feel like I'm supported. I don't feel like I'm going to spill out of it. The shelf bra is like a very decent shelf bra. And the fact that you have removable cup pads is also a plus. I do think these tops are very, very versatile. You can wear them to the gym if you want. You can wear them out if you want. I do feel like it fits a lot of different areas in people's lives. However, the price isn't very cute, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'll put the price somewhere on the screen because they just did price increases. I'm filming this on Friday. They just did price increases. So I think these tops are like, I'm not even going to guess. I'll put it on the screen. But whatever the price is on the screen, it's not worth it. That's way too high for something as simple as this, especially something that isn't new. Like there really isn't much about this that I haven't seen before. I guess the way the back is cut is a little bit more flattering. A lot of the tops that are on the market like this are just like straight across. The way this is cut is very flattering. However, I'm pretty sure there's one brand that has already done this with adjustable straps. Personally, cute top. If you have like 50 bucks or something that you want to spare, sure, go for it. But I think there are definitely cheaper options that are just as nice in quality. However, this color is really cute. It has that going for it for sure. I only picked up one item in true blue, and that was the vest in the full length. This literally looks like mid on camera. Like you can't even really see a difference. But this is the full length, and I got it in a size small. I'm trying to figure out why I did that, because I'm not a size small in their tops. I think I was probably thinking, oh, it's full length, there might be more fabric to work with, so get a smaller size. Don't do that. Get your normal size because it fits exactly the same as the mid. So the fact that I sized down, I felt like a sausage casing in this. So I definitely recommend going with your normal size in the mid and the full length. Now we have a bra in the SoftMotion collection that I absolutely love, and it is the sports bra. I love the coverage. I love the way this fits. A common critique about this sports bra that I've seen is that the straps do dig into people's traps. I personally don't have a massive issue with that with this bra. I'm wearing under this Mellow Soft top right now, and it is one of my everyday bras that I wear under pretty much anything out and about. I personally don't train in this bra just because of the material. I prefer a sports bra that's a little bit more on the slick side, but I do wear this like when I go out, when I'm running errands. This is the bra that I reach for straight away. As you can see, the coverage is much better than the scoop back bralette. It is definitely more of a mid to high coverage, which I personally prefer. The straps do have some stretch, but again, if you do have bigger traps or like broader shoulders, it may dig in a little bit. No gaping in this for me personally. However, this material does tend to stretch with a little bit of wear. So I wouldn't necessarily size up if you don't need to. Like if the whole thing is too snug, then yeah, maybe size up one. But I don't really think you need to just because this does stretch out with wear and it will get looser the more you wear it. Now we have the SoftMotion jacket. This is not a new item in the SoftMotion collection, but I'm including it in this review because they supposedly made some changes to the fit. I guess the feedback from the first collection with the SoftMotion jacket is that the arms were really baggy, really wrinkly, and really long. So I think they took that into account when they revamped it. Mind you, I was fine with the way the sleeves fit before. Again, long arms. I don't mind it being a little bit baggy, having extra fabric to work with. However, I wanted to see what changes they've made. Upon putting this on straight away, it felt a lot more snug to me than the jackets that I have from the previous collection. I have black, alpine green, and sand, and they all fit a little bit loose to me. They're a little bit, well, not loose, but it's just not very compressive. Whereas Granite Blue, immediately putting it on, I was like, oh, this feels a little bit snug. Like maybe I can do a medium in this. I do feel like the sleeves are, I guess, a little bit snugger, but I feel like it's not a huge difference putting it on. I just feel like the whole thing just feels more compressive. And I don't know if that has to do with them making the sleeves less baggy or not. I don't know. I'll have to see in a flat lay, which I'll show later on. Yeah, this is a really, really nice jacket. I love the way it fits and hugs your body. It does have pockets, thank the Lord, and you can fit a phone in here. I put my iPhone 16 Pro in here and it fits just fine. Now, if you have a Max, I'm not too sure if it'll fit, but Yeah, my phone fits just fine. Again, like all of SoftMotion, it has the Oner logo stitched in. And yeah, it's just a really nice jacket. But again, SoftMotion is very, very, very delicate. Again, I have 3 of the jackets already, not counting this one, and I've worn all of them multiple times. I've snagged definitely 2 out of 3 doing nothing. Just keep that in mind. Hey, let's get into it. The straight leg bottoms. I can't show the okay, you know what? Let's do that. It's a lot of product. I can't really fit it in this little rectangle. Straight leg bottoms. People have been going absolutely mad for these, and I didn't understand why. So I had to try them myself. Now these are sort of like a flowy pant, not quite a flare. It is literally in the name. It's just a straight leg pant. No seam in the waistband. Super, super stretchy, super comfortable. Like the soft motion shorts, there is no scrunch. However, there is a glute seam that is very flattering and kind of like gets in there. Love this color. It is stunning. Try these on a couple of times, and upon trying it on for the first time, I was just kind of like, I don't get it. I do agree with a lot of people that the back is very, very, very flattering. And maybe it's the size that I got. I did get an extra small, regular length. My normal size in bottoms is a size small, long, but I read so many comments about how long these pants are, and it's best to get like a shorter length than you normally would, and to even size down a whole size just because there's no compression and soft motion. So I went ahead and did that, got an extra small regular, and honestly, it fit okay. I do think I maybe should have tried my normal size small just because I felt like the fabric was clinging to my thighs a lot, and I don't know if that's what they're supposed to do. I was talking to my friend Keely about this because I was like, I kind of wish that the part of the pants where it starts to like get flowy started a little bit lower, like below the knee. But then I'm like, I'm just asking for a flare, which they have done. They just didn't restock or launch new colors. That's basically what I was asking for. She said the part where it starts to get a little bit loose should start higher up just so it's more of a straight leg instead of it clinging to your thighs and then mid thigh it starts getting like flowy and baggy. And I agree with that. However, she did say that if they did do that, maybe it wouldn't be as flattering on the glutes. I don't know. I don't really know what the design choices were. However, I do find the back of these pants super flattering. It's just the front that I'm not super happy with. I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't flatter my body shape, which is fine. I mean, they're expensive, so I'm kind of glad I don't love them. Something to note is that the fabric does tend to ride up with movement. So as you go about your daily activities, you'll notice the pants start to get shorter and shorter and shorter because it's just kind of like riding up your leg. So I think that's why quite a few reviewers have said, yes, you could get the shorter length because it's longer. However, maybe even go for the longer length because as you move around, it's going to keep getting shorter. So having that extra few inches does help. I do think if I were to reorder these, I don't know. I was kind of fine with the regular length. I don't think I would do a long length. However, if that's something you're worried about, if you're worried about like basically having high waters, then yeah, maybe get the longer length. Now I have both lounge sets here. And I'm also wearing the joggers that go with this. I'm not usually a huge fan of big logos, but there's something about varsity style items that just look really nice. And when I saw that the sweatshirts were an oversized fit, I was like, yeah, I've got to try this. Now, I did size up to a medium in the sweatshirts, which I don't think I should have done just because they're already very oversized. But they ended up being a lot more oversized than I was expecting. So I thought a medium would be fine. But I do feel like I'm being swallowed up in the fabric a little bit. The sleeves are super, super, super long. Yeah, the graphic on the back is kind of like this sort of vintage rough style where it looks kind of like washed out, but that's fully what they intended. There's Honor Active on the front, established 2020, and then this big logo on the back that says Lifting Team, which is the name of the capsule. Something about this color that I really like. So I ended up getting the lounge set in both granite blue and light gray marl. They just both look really nice to me, and I wanted to see what I thought in person. I fully thought I was going to keep both sets. Love the gray marl set. I love the way it fits. Again, I do wish the sweatshirt was a little bit less oversized, but that was my fault for sizing up when I didn't need to. Now, when I put on that granite blue sweatshirt with the granite blue, is it granite or granite? The granite blue joggers. Immediately my mind just went to correctional facility inmate number 136. Like, I just looked ridiculous in it. So you can see how absolutely ridiculous I looked in that. I was like, I can't walk outside wearing that. I'll get arrested. The full set in Granite Blue is a no-go for me. I do feel like if I maybe sized down in the sweatshirt, it would have been better, but I just don't like them together. Love the joggers on their own, and I actually wore that to the gym with the Granite Blue long sleeve crop, and I love how they look together. But the joggers paired with the sweatshirt in that particular color just does not work for me. Okay, so I'm just going to be really candid right now. I primarily wear Honor Active, and I have been wearing it religiously for the past few years. Um, but just to let you guys know, if you don't know already, they did do a price increase as of March 21st, 2025. So there's been a substantial increase in some of the items on the website. I personally love the clothes that they make, so I will keep buying, but I'm going to be more mindful of the stuff that I buy and how much of it I'm buying. Just to let you guys know, if you don't see a ton of Honor Active content on this channel, that is the reason. I will continue to do these reviews. I'll still buy from the brand, but I'm really going to focus on just getting things that I personally am interested in and what I want to try. But I am going to sprinkle in a couple of new bits in there that I'm curious about so I can review it for you guys and let you know what I think. But I just need to add that in there just so you know. All right, I think that is all I have today. Let me know if you guys like this style of video. I tried to, be in front of the camera a little bit more instead of doing voiceovers just because I was getting very bored of doing a ton of voiceovers. So let me know if this format is better, if you hate it, if you like it, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you head out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!